One more thing. D'Angelo Russell said that he's finally found a structure here in Dallas. What does he mean by that? And what is the key to playing with Anthony Davis? He told us all that and more. Today's Locked On Mavs.
I'm here because I have to be.
Dallas is going to get a seat at the table.
It's me versus the machine.
Nice penetrating thrust to the middle.
People forget about him.
Hot man, the hot player.
Wait. One more thing.
Yeah, you're still locked on to the Dallas Mavericks. My name is Nick Angstadt, media member covering the Mavs for 10 years. Thanks for being in every day, listening to the show. This is a bonus episode of Locked On Mavs. And joining me, as always, the One More Thing King. What you got for me, Isaac Harris?
I enjoyed talking to D'Lo. I was looking forward to, he was one of the people I was looking forward to the most at Media Day. A lot because of our Kentucky connection and Louisville, and wanted to talk to him about that. And I didn't know his agent was his brother also, who was from, obviously from Kentucky. So it was cool, both of us getting to meet him and talk to him and stuff outside the interview.
Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet $5. If your bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Head to FanDuel.com to get started. Today's episode, we're going to talk about our interview with D'Angelo Russell. If you haven't watched it or listened to it yet, wherever you're watching, listen to this, you can get it. Go check out that interview. Good stuff. Like Isaac said, it was really good to talk to him, sit down with him. Very thoughtful, very very mature. And I was shocked today with Jason Kidd called him a vet. He's been in the league 10 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like he is eligible for the 10-year max. You know what I mean? Like because of years of service, which is like a contract thing, but that is wild to me. And so we're gonna talk about that. And we have two clips that we've shared recently that I just thought were really interesting from this interview, and we're gonna break them down. The first one is him talking about you really gassed him up and said that he is a great fit because you've been a big believer in his fit.
I actually believe it.
You do believe it. No, I'm not saying you're gaslighting. There's a big difference between gaslighting and gassing. There's a huge difference between those two things. But this is what your question to D'Angelo Russell.
I've been pretty vocal about your fit in Dallas being a great one, and that this is going to be some of the best basketball in your career, and that the fit and everything's going to be awesome. Why am I going to be right?
I think a guy, like me plugging into a system like this, not every team has a coach that's played, has the credibility with the team that's already here, not including me. And you plug me into that. I've had limited structure in my career. So to get to an organization that has, as you can see, full-on structure from the youth, from the coaches, from the veterans, to plug me into something like that, I like my odds too. So we're on the same team. Yep.
The dap there at the end gets me every time.
We almost struggled with it because the mic cord was stuck in the chair, and I went and I hit the limit of it, so we barely got a little fist in there. You love that one, didn't you?
I did like that one.
Yeah. Clip that.
The structure comment really struck a chord with some people today because NBA Central, that big account, has got 2 million followers or something, posted that very video that we just played for you. And a lot of people were feeling bad about saying things about, D'Angelo Russell's been immature his every single stop
Past
he's been
fan
to.
bases.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is the Nets fans, the Lakers fans, obviously the teams that he's been to, Minnesota probably too. We're in there too. And
I don't hear anything about Nets. There ain't nothing structured about y'all's whole situation. So I don't hear anything from Nets.
Yeah,
fans.
you just go back to the Spencer Dinwiddie comments from last media day.
Yeah.
Go back to those. What was your take on the structure comment?
Yeah, I mean, he obviously expanded into more. When he first initially said it, I took it more about the role and how in some of these situations he's been thrown into a lack of a role of just kind of like an unleashing type of thing of, hey, just go do your thing. You've always been a scorer. You've always been a basketball player. You just go out there, do your thing, get buckets, run offense, be a point guard and all of that. And so I took it initially as, hey, he's coming into a very defined, structured role of, hey, we need you to be a setup guy. We need you to run a certain offense. We need you to get the ball to AD and run some pick and roll. We got Cooper coming in. We need you. This is the role we want Cooper to play, to where he's not part of when you're game planning for Dallas, to where he's not part of the first initial conversation. He's probably down the list now because they have AD and Cooper and a defined role for Klay and all this stuff. So that's how I took it, and I kind of still think that he was going with because he was also a part of like some good organizations, like, you know, like a Golden State. And I don't know all the ins and outs of Golden State, but my guess from the outside is it feels like it's structured there in that, but I don't know. But as far as role, that's kind of how I was taking it. I could be wrong though.
I can't believe you didn't take the bait and make this an anti-LeBron thing.
I mean, I didn't even talk about the Lakers, so their whole structure is just LeBron. So
I don't think it's an anti-LeBron, like D'Lo saying anti-LeBron. I thought you'd use it as a way to do that. But I think it is like I've played with this guy with LeBron, who like he is the system, right? Like he is the system, and everybody around him is just like planets that orbit around him in whatever way that they can orbit, and like he makes everything happen. And that is loose structure because he's a savant and he can do anything. Steph Curry, same thing. There is structure obviously with their offense and how they move off the ball and stuff, but like he's gonna get the ball and do a bunch of stuff with it, like he did that Team USA game against France. You know what I mean? Like he is one of the best all time at doing that. Even go back to like Minnesota. He played with Cat, who's like he gets the ball, does a bunch of stuff, and just is one of the most talented bigs we've seen. Not the best big man shooter of all time for sure. Absolutely not with all that. But he hasn't played with a structure of like, you are the setup point guard. He's going to play more like a pure point guard in this role than I think maybe he has ever had in his career besides maybe Brooklyn, but I don't really know exactly what was going on in Brooklyn.
I don't want to bring up Brooklyn. But that's the part of that I've said about the fit in here, that D'Lo has great vision and is a great passer. Yep. Mm-hmm. And I think that part of his game is going to surprise a lot of people because that stop in Brooklyn and stops other places. He's been known as a scorer his whole life. And I mean, he is a really good scorer, but I think you're going to see a facilitator, a floor general type of guy. I think you're going to see his assist numbers go back up and get in transition. I think you're going to see that side. And I think that side is going to surprise some Mavs fans.
Absolutely. What did he say about Anthony Davis? And the key to playing with Anthony Davis, I think, goes along with this. We'll talk about that in more. This episode of Locked On Mavs brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel Sportsbook NFL season is here. FanDuel has an offer you do not want to miss. Right now, new customers could bet $5 and you get $300 in bonus bets if you win. Pick a bet, put down $5, and if it hits, you'll unlock $300 to use across the app on anything else that you find. If you find something that you think is a guaranteed no-brainer, go ahead and go for it. Even if the odds are like crazy, like the Cooper Flagg to be number one pick was the ultimate one for this because it was a minus. It was like a minus 100,000 or something like that because it was just guaranteed to absolutely happen. That is the one that you use for this. But go find something like that. What are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com to download the FanDuel app today and get started. You don't have to do NBA. You can do NFL, college football, all kinds of other things too on FanDuel. Again, FanDuel.com to download the app today and get started. FanDuel, please gamble responsibly. Also brought to you by Peloton. Peloton is shaping the future of fitness with a brand new Peloton cross-training Tread Plus app powered by Peloton IQ. It's their most advanced equipment yet, designed to give you real-time guidance and endless ways to move, whether you're running, lifting, or cross-training with your favorite instructors. You can do all kinds of stuff with this. Go and check it out at Peloton, the Peloton cross-training Tread Plus. Peloton, it's onepeloton.com, the word one, Peloton.com. You can go check it out, see all kinds of other things. Love the system that offers real-time strength coaching, actually tracks your reps. Oh, this is a thing. Whenever I try to work out, I can't keep track of my reps. I always lose count in the middle of it because you're like trying to focus on doing the exact right move. Love that it keeps track of that for you. Suggests the right weights, which is another thing too. Like, where do you start? Corrects your form. Oh, another huge thing. Making every rep safer and smarter. If you've hurt yourself working out, you know that like you need something like this. Set yourself up to win. Run, lift, flex, push forward. Explore the new Peloton cross-training Tread Plus today at onepeloton.com.
Shut it down! Let's go home!
It's the One More Thing, a bonus episode of Locked On Mavs. We're talking about D'Angelo Russell, and we're sharing some of our favorite clips from the interview we did with him on Media Day. And he talked about the structure with the Mavericks. And the structure, I think, comes with the new offense. We talked about this on the episode today. Klay Thompson was talking about how the Mavs have to play different. They'll have to play a different system. They'll have to play through their bigs. They'll have to do different things, cutting, playing off the ball, things like that. And I wanted to ask D'Angelo Russell about his chemistry with AD, because if they're going to have to play through the bigs, somebody's going to have to set them up in a way. And he's had great chemistry with AD in the past. This is what he had to say about how to play with Anthony Davis.
Had some really good chemistry with AD when you've played with him in the past. What would you say to another guard that's playing with him for the first time on the Mavericks?
Cool shoes, bro.
What it takes to build good chemistry with Anthony Davis?
I think AD's a guy he likes to play fast. You know, if you can get the pace going with him, he dominates the game on the defensive end. On the offensive end, he likes to run, and and it makes the game as easy as possible for you. But also figuring out a way to make easy for him wherever he wants the ball. Where can you get him the ball, get him going? If he's having a great night, it's a hard team to beat, whatever team he's on.
Completely agree with that. That if the Indians is going, then it's hard to beat because you're defending on the other end so hard. But playing fast, I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, me too. And because I think for a lot of people, when you hear the term big and playing through bigs, then it's like, oh, well, this is going to be slow and just throw it down the block and we're going to watch him go to work. That's not the case for AD. It's always like the run. You go back to the Kentucky days. He loved to get out in transition as this big, lanky. He's a lot skinnier back then. And then you look at those early New Orleans days. He was getting out and running a lot. So, yeah, I think it's cool they brought that up. It's kind of reinforces the thing that one of the things we've been talking about this offense on here, that we think they're going to get out in transition. We think, more than ever, that whoever gets the ball outside of a Lively and Gafford, they're going to take off and run, and AD is going to take off and run. And I think that part is going to be a lot of fun.
I'm old enough to remember, though, the Giannis play that Lively took the ball, dribbled it all the way down the court, spun, and then dunked it.
Yeah.
You remember that play?
Everybody lost their minds.
I lost my mind. I thought that was amazing. Lively with the ball, point Lively. Like, what are we even talking about? What is his ceiling really? Yeah, but fast also doesn't have to be just transition either. They are going to push the ball in transition and all that, but fast can be in the half court. If you get down the court and D'Angelo and Anthony Davis has a mismatch, you got to get him the ball quick. Like, you got to get him the ball fast. And I think that's part of this whole thing too, is playing quick in the half court, getting into your sets quicker, running off of a screen. You got to be quick there to get him the ball right off of that, because he can do things off of a roll. He doesn't have to just get the ball and dunk. He's not just a straight rim roller. He can handle the ball a little bit. He can hit jumpers. You got to get him the ball in those moments, and you got to get into it fast. And I think that was just an interesting note from D'Angelo Russell, who's played well with AD.
Yeah, we've talked about before. They play together in LA. They have that chemistry relationship. I like some of the stuff that Anthony Davis said about him and his presser, talking about how they talked on the phone before D'Lo even signed here in the offseason, and talked about the opportunity and the role and all that stuff. And AD clearly wants him here. Klay had great things to say about him. Like, some of these other guys, they're talking highly about playing with him right now, and I think that's a cool thing. But I loved hearing the AD part at Media Day about D'Lo and stuff.
Yeah, glowing stuff about him, and like you said, same thing with Klay Thompson too. And that's empowering when two guys that are the vets on the team that have won championships are empowering you. I know there's a lot of comments today from people. It's on Twitter, so it's just bots or whoever, but it was like, well, D'Lo's bounced around all the time. He's never found his place, blah, blah, blah. It's been he's the problem everywhere. He's the bad roommate, that kind of stuff. Well, what if he's never been empowered by these guys like this, right? And this is something that he's got new vets. He's got this structure. I think it can work really well for him. He's got an obvious role with an obvious need on the team with both shooting and playmaking. Like, I think they're set up to do well, and I think he's set up to win in this situation.
Yeah, I think you also, when you try to label someone like that, you got to go back and look at some of those situations in which he did get traded. He was part of that sign and trade with Kevin Durant going to the Nets, and they needed to use this contract. Like, Golden State was literally like, lose KD for nothing or get some type of contract. And they got some type of contract, which got them D'Lo, which eventually they traded to Minnesota to get Andrew Wiggins, who helped them win another title. And so it's just like, before you label someone like that, you got to look at some of the reasons why they got traded or how they did.
Right.
Something else I want to mention about D'Lo is, and I don't think this is a bad thing, is he doesn't want to be fully connected to this like Kyrie replacement.
Yeah.
Like, you go back to the first question I asked him in this D'Lo interview that we dropped on a few days ago. Forget what days now this is coming out, but
it was Monday.
The first question where I asked him, like, hey, what's your mindset coming in here? Kyrie's hurt, blah, blah, blah. And his first answer, he's like, I love how I'm like connected to Kyrie's like injury and stuff. And I don't think that's a bad thing, because he's looking at it and it's like, dude, I've kind of like, he didn't say this, but he's probably thinking, or at least if I was him, I would be thinking like, I'm better than just like a I think I have been an all-star in this league. Like, and I'm coming in, and yes, would he have the same exact situation if Kyrie wasn't hurt? No, but he is coming in and doesn't want to be viewed as just this like, oh, well, Kyrie's hurt, so he's just going to play until Kyrie comes back, and then he's just never going to see the floor again. He wants to play with Kyrie, play off the ball with Kyrie. It's more than that, than just being a Kyrie replacement. So I found that interesting, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, go listen to the interview. That note was definitely interesting too. And yeah, go comment, subscribe wherever you are. Thanks so much for listening to Locked On Mavs. It's one more thing.
Peace out.